phone. The battery, I might need to charge the battery. Any coffee in here? I think the coffee's done. It's charged. And here. I'll put this here. I don't know if anybody will be in here. Let's see. Okay, live chat. Hey, Wendy, what's up, baby? You here in Arizona or you on the road? Can you hear me? I said Wendy. Monet, I was looking at you, but Wendy, hey. And then Monet, you here in Arizona or you on the road? Girl, I know, I'm old. Don't mess with old people. Old people don't think like they used to. Oh, are you here in Arizona, Monet? Wendy's on here too. Oh, you home? Okay. Who's coming in? We got people coming in. How y'all doing? Y'all, I woke up a couple hours ago. Hey, what's up, Tasha? Chicago BBW, what's up, baby? Oh, you on the road? Okay, on your way to Georgia. Okay. How you like that? That company keeps you. They keep you out that snow for the most part. I mean, you might hit some, but not. They keep you like the 40 corridor and south. That's one thing. They don't like their trucks getting stuck. So you can use all major interstates. That was one good thing about them. That was something I did like. And their equipment ain't bad. The safety dude at your company came from Conway. So he's really good. He's the one that set up that every time you drive in there, they check that truck from the front all the way to the back, which I liked. Hey, Cheryl, welcome to the channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, I don't know what I'm praying and the Halloween, because Halloween and pray don't go together, girl. Shit, you probably had autocorrect. Autocorrect is not your friend. Cheryl, welcome to the channel, baby. She gonna retype her message. How you ladies doing this morning or afternoon, whatever it is? I woke up like a couple hours ago. Oh, they do now go up into the snow. Okay. They didn't used to go in the cold areas, but I guess they have expanded. So if you expand, you gotta expand. So what y'all gotta think about the regular schedule? 2 times a month. Like this will be the first one, and then we'll do one 2 weeks from now on Sundays. I gotta get some topics. Random stuff right now. I'm okay. I had some weirdness at work last night. I don't know what that was. I went to so at lunchtime I normally go. So the way it works, we all work from home, and I had my computer here, and I don't know what this was. I sent some to the IT people and I copied in the supervisor because it was strange to me. I made that what y'all see in the picture. I don't know if y'all saw the picture on the community page, but I took a picture of what I did last night for food. I just made some. I'll tell y'all how I make them in a minute, but some tuna salad tostadas. And Joe's mom kind of introduced me to them. I had never heard of it, but it's so good. And okay, hold on, Cheryl. Hello. Oh, you were saying hello. It said Halloween. It's like, what does Halloween? She said, hello, I just started following you. I'm praying about becoming a female long distance driver, doing some research. Well, girl, you got some good ones on here right now. You can ask questions in that chat. Monet's in there. She goes by the Vamp, whatever that is. And then Magical Girl, that's Wendy. Wendy's a former driver, but she has some health issues. So her husband drives, and she's usually on the truck with him now. So you could ask those two ladies definitely any questions while you're in the chat. But yeah, well, welcome. All I can tell you is please get a good trucking school. Um, Learn everything you can. If it's financial and you can't go to trucking school, then you can go with some of the starter companies. But it's going to be a crash course. Probably of all the starter companies that I like as far as their training program, and I know some of their trainers is Prime. Um, some of the big ones are like Junior Honduras and Tiffany Hanna. I don't know how easy it is to get in with them. Those are really good trainers. I've interacted with Junior through here and through Facebook. He's come onto the channel a couple times, and then Tiffany Hanna's on my Facebook as well. I haven't really talked to her, but she's on my Facebook as well. I mean, we've chatted in the background in Facebook, but me and Junior have interacted more. So, but very good trainers, and those are good channels to follow. Junior's channel, I don't think Tiffany has a YouTube. Well, she has one, but she doesn't do much on it. But Junior does you can watch a lot of his training videos, and Junior's like probably one of the, that's what's missing in trucking for trainers, is somebody like a bunch of people with a Junior Honduras focus, a Tiffany Hanna focus. That's really where they need to get training to go in trucking. So preferably you get some trainers of that quality if you decide to go this route. Jaden, what's up, baby? Paper logs. Well, oh my God, I'll tell you about the log thing last night. Well, anyway, so let me tell y'all my drama last night at work, which was like, it's really been bugging me because I was like, this is so weird. So usually when I go to lunch, I just leave my computer unlocked because I'm the only one that lives in this house. And I was in the kitchen, which is my kitchen. So this is where I work. You see me sitting is usually where I work. The kitchen is right here, so it's just right there. Y'all see the cabinet and part of the refrigerator right there. So I'm in there and I make some tuna salad because I'm going to make tuna salad tostadas. Very good, y'all. I'll do the description of that in a minute. Remind me. So, as a matter of fact, I just had some for brunch, breakfast, lunch. So I'm in the kitchen. I make that. I come back. Computer's fine. I click, look, see what's going on, make sure I ain't missed nothing, or, I always sometimes double check myself. So I double check, make sure I sent the reports that I'm supposed to send because we track trucks for customers. I go in there and I see that. So I have a TV in here, but I'm sitting here all the time. So I went into my room and I sit in my little, pose with my feet up. I put my feet up because, I got to do blood pressure with my medicines too, y'all. Y'all can watch me do that while we talking. Get my little thing out. I forgot I got to update this and I need to take it. So I come in here to get back on at the end of my shift, at the end of my lunch, and I come in, I sit down, and I'll go to move my mouse. Well, all of a sudden, all my windows are moving, and I'm moving my mouse to where I want it to go, and it's like somebody else is moving it somewhere else. So I'm like, what in the hell is going on? So at this point, I'm thinking, oh crap, am I being hacked? My iPad's over here, so I'm figuring if they're hacking, they're going to go, because they have to go through the internet, and I'm looking, nothing's going on my iPad, only the work computer. Now, we don't have any financial information, none of that on there, so there's really nothing of value. All you're going to do is just see general information, nothing, there's no value on what I do. And so I'm like, what are they doing? They had clicked up into I have like training notes for how to do things. They were in there. They had clicked on my Excel spread. We're in my Excel spreadsheet. Then they tried to go into my my email. Like I was like, okay, let me go back and check and see if they were trying to. It was weird. The whole thing was weird. So at that point, I'm freaking. So I'm like, let me lock this down. So I try to lock it down, and they go back to try to unlock it. I'm like, oh hell no. So I power it down. I click, shut it down. Taskmaster, shut it down. Well, as I get ready to shut it down, it says remote user. Now, remote user to me means somebody internal. I'm like, what the hell? So I sent a message to our IT department. I have no idea. They should have a way to research it. I don't know. It was just weird. So that has bothered me all day. Last night, it just didn't sit right with me. I don't know what that was about. I'm like, this is so weird. It's very strange. So that was my night of weirdness. And then some of my calls got even more bizarre. I had a guy. This dude says he's 2 years of driving. 2 years of driving. And he's calling me because he's at the customer and he's out of hours. he's gonna be running out of hours. Okay. I didn't know he was 2 years of driving yet. I figured he was a newbie. I was just saying. He's like, well, I'm almost out of hours and I'm here at the customers. And what should I do? Are you done unloading? Well, no, they got us waiting. I said, okay. But I'm almost out of hours. And? And that happens. I said, yeah, that can happen. I used to drive. I said, once they're done unloading you, then just PC to the next safest place to park if they don't let you stay there. That's why you now have that option under your logs. He's like, well, I'm just going to go to the Flying J, which is 9 miles away. I said, okay, if that's the next closest place to park, okay. I'm not understanding. Well, what should I do about going into violation? I said, there's nothing you can do. I said, go into off-duty or on-duty, what is that, on-duty yard move. And I said, there's no way for you to avoid it. If you're almost out of your 14-hour, you got to be kidding me. Oh, I dropped the pill. If you're almost out of your 14-hour clock, you're just almost out of your 14-hour clock. There's nothing you can do about that. It is what it is. And I said, you can't just stop. I said, you can't just sit. I said, that would be like you pulling into the guard shack and said, my clock is done. I'm going to get the bunk right here and leave the truck right here. I said, you can't do that. Y'all, the babies. So it took 5 minutes of explaining. I finally had to tell them, because remember, they only want my calls to be 1 to 2 minutes. And fine, that's why I don't get into deep conversations on logs anymore. I tell them they had to talk to their driver manager. I did, because it kind of bothered me, because I was trying to, and I was thinking it was such a quick question, and what was a quick question for him, that crap got into 5 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, dude. And I told him, I said, look, I got to take other calls, sweetie. You're going to have to sit down with your driver manager and a safety person, and they need to go over how logs work with you. So then he kept pushing the envelope. I said, look, I got to go. This company, it's a starter company, but they don't have like the company like Swift had back in the day. I don't know if they do now. But when I first came to Swift years ago, back in 2010 or whatever it was, 11, they had a log class. And you could actually, that's the one thing I did give Swift. A lot of people had given Swift a bad name because they had a lot of accidents. It was a big company. And with a lot of starter people, so you're going to have a lot of accidents. But they did have a lot of good classes for new drivers. Swift actually, in the grand scheme of things, which is one of the reasons I did, while they had some issues, like their equipment stuff used to really get on my nerves, but as a starter company, and I think Prime may be the same way, they had a good setup for newbies. So if you started, here's a book, here's a thing of classes you could take. They had log classes, they had backing classes, yeah. And so those, to me, they had what they call a close quarter back class, which was genius. I took that when I came back just to get my backing back under my belt. And there was a guy who taught it in the Phoenix yard who was phenomenal. One of my trainers, she said it changes your life, and she's right. I could back a truck into the tightest space back when I got done. Might be off now, but I could 90 a truck right in a hole. I'd 90 that baby right on up in a hole. So they had a phenomenal back, and then they had like a log class. They used to have a quick repair class. I got tools from back when I was at Swift, airline, all that. When I first started Swift, they gave you a toolkit, which was phenomenal. There were some things they did like that I thought was really good, and for new drivers, I think highly necessary. Highly necessary, and they were famous for that. So that was one of the things I liked about Swift. Swift was very corporate to me, even as a truck driver. So it felt comfortable coming from a corporate background when I went to them. And it was, what's the other word I want to use? It was methodical, and I like order. So there was a method to the madness. And that to me was critical. That's one of the things I did like about Swift a lot. Supplements, y'all. Oh, you know what I gotta get? I gotta go get. Oh no, that fish oil is in here. Yeah. So I take fish oil. I'm old now, y'all. I take CQ10 with cinnamon. That's for your heart. Fish oil's for your heart too. Cinnamon helps with sugar too. Your diabetes if you have sugar issues. Echinacea, which is good for in your immune system. It's good for the immune system. How many is in here? Which one was that? How many I have in here? 60. Okay, we're only doing 3. 1, 2, 3. Anyway, so I did that. Oh, and then I have I do a multivitamin. I need to get a new one. I got another bottle back, but I cut them in half. I don't do the whole because I'm already taking other vitamins. Sometimes you can overkill with vitamins, so I try not to overkill with vitamins. There we go. Yeah, I'm missing a couple there. I'll get those item in later. Anyway, so that's what I did like about Swift. For some of those that are asked here on for trucking stuff. And so really, when you get a trucking company, it's just finding a fit. So Swift was not my first company. I went to Werner first, and that madness. And I ain't gonna say Werner was a bad trucking company. I just had some horrible trainers. And at the time, I got a bunch of cowboys and a cowgirl. That's the first company I ever slid in a truck. We actually slid to an embankment of water. First time I ever had a load shift. And had I listened to that crazy trainer and not what I had learned in my trucking school, we would have rolled the truck. So, you can take that curb at 65. Crazy as hell. I did exactly what they told me in my trucking school, reduce the speed. And luckily I did because when we came out the curb, I could feel the truck sliding. She over there on her, I forgot what she was doing. She was doing something. She wasn't paying no attention. And I could feel the truck sliding. So I came off the accelerator and I let it coast. And what happened, I don't know, the wheels must have caught up because we were sliding linear towards an embankment of water in New York. And she's like, "You're scared to death." I said, "This truck is sliding right." "No, it's not." I could tell, "Sweetie, this truck is sliding right." We got to the consignee. That white woman came. She was, I think she was driving at the end of it to the con. We got to the consignee. She got out the truck. She went back to the back. She came but to the I drove in. I did drive in. She went to she drove. I drove in. She went to the back. I'm sitting in the driver's seat because I remember she came up to that door. She said, "Open the door." I said, "Open the door." She looked at me. I looked at the lady was red. She said, "You felt this truck sliding?" I said, "Yes." She said, "You need to come see something." That whole load was this. And then she looked at me and she said, "You can drive." That's all because it was bad. I mean, we would have rolled that truck had I listened to her. We would have rolled it. It's not a doubt in my mind. So that was the first time you ever want to feel, they talk about those scary feelings. I would say that's the only time I ever, and it gave me a respect for a curve in a truck. And I never had no problems with that, reduce your dang speed. I listened, we had, in my trucking school, we had a lot of older experienced truck drivers. And then I also had trucker bills. So I'm going to listen to wisdom instead of foolishness. And how long you been driving? Okay, you only been driving so many years. Okay, I'll go with what I learned from them folks that's sitting up in their retired trucking school with 30, 40 years on the road. Some of them had their own trucking business. Get the hell out of here. Killing me. Okay, Stevens also, Monet says Stevens is a good starter company too. Yeah, I heard good things about Stevens as well. V. Griffith, what's up? Yeah, so, no, so that's the truck. But yeah, so last night when I got through with this dude, he called me like 3 times. Father, in the name of Jesus, that man called me 3 times. So the first time was on the phone. I was like, when you get a chance, you really need to sit down with your driver manager, if they even know, because some driver managers, some of them don't know nothing either. And I told them personally, safety. My company, but they run so lean because they're very money focused. I can tell that right now by how they run. It's just money. It's not much about anything. That's money. And they run very lean. And unfortunately, things that I think those drivers are going to need, I don't believe they have. A log class, it should be critical because these guys, oh my God. And you have driver managers that tell them to deliver loads on PC. I've talked to them like, no, you're not supposed to deliver a load on PC. You're not supposed to be working on PC. Because he's like, well, if I go on the PC, he calls me back at the end of the night. He my last call. Well, if I go back, I think it was last call. He goes, well, if I go back to on PC, he says, well, what do I do about my empty call? Can I do that while I'm on PC? No, because PC is considered off duty, and doing your empty call is work. You should be on duty. Well, I creeped, and I said, well, most trucking companies, the creep mode is gone. I said, so you're real lucky that it didn't trigger your thing. I said, but does it matter? You're out. He was so concerned. Like, bro, you can be in violation because you went over hours on the customer. Where you don't want to be violation is on the road. You can't help that you've been at a customer, and you might sit at a customer. I sat at Kroger here in Arizona for over 10 hours one time. Now, if you don't know how to manage your logs, which some of these guys don't know how to manage it, you're gonna be sitting on duty in the front seat, which is eating up your 7 hour clock, which is dumb. And so I'm like, dude, I said, go into your sleeper berth and go into sleeper berth, because that's the legal off duty you can do at a customer. You can easily go into sleeper berth, because anytime you cross the berth, sleeper berth. Well, V. Griffith, you'll stay in shape. Um, Flatbed Chick is part of the Trucker 411. I don't know. Go over to her channel. I don't know if she's doing I don't know if she's doing flatbed anymore though. I know she's teaming, but you could probably hit her up on the Trucker 411. I talk to her sometimes too, because she's on my group on the group on there. She's cool people. You could probably hit her up and ask some questions. I would probably go onto Facebook and hit her up though. Flatbed chick. She's a white chick who drove flatbed. You can go back. She's got some good videos. Yeah, I would go check her out, V Griffith. Flatbed chick. Yeah. You have to go to. I don't think she's doing that, because she talked about she's gained weight now, and I know she's teaming. Um, so you might want to hit her up. She can answer some questions. You'll stay in shape, that's for sure. Trucker 47. I haven't seen Brenda been doing any videos, but if you go back to her earlier stuff, Brenda started out as a. She was like the first woman I really followed on YouTube back when there was not a lot of trucking videos, and dang sure not a lot of female truckers on there. Um, she was the first one I watched, but she said she started out doing steel as a trucker, and she lost weight because she was actually a server at Sizzler, I think, and she used to feed a lot of the truckers, which is why she got into trucking, because they talked her into it, and then she went to trucking school and she liked it. Yeah, if you like the physical, you're gonna definitely do it. And the company you want to probably, if you can get on with, oh my God, I can see them in my head. They're in Arkansas. Well, I think they're one of them. All you gotta do is put in flat. Reach out to Heidi Hart. Uh, if you need it, if you don't, if you, I think I gave you Heidi's information before. I need to put a community page together and put Heidi on there. Or if you go to Facebook, reach out to Heidi Hart or email me and I'll see, because I think I got Heidi's number. I got her cell phone number. Heidi, cool people, and she places drivers. But there's starts with an M. There's a well-known flatbed company, and they do some nice equipment, but that's because flatbed is not easy. Flatbed is hard as hell. So you'll stay in shape. That's for dang sure. You ain't gotta worry about that. You won't never be fat. As Bill say, you'll be a fraction of your size. Okay, Wendy did. She said she started out doing flatbed. There you go. Whoop, that is. That's there it is. Yeah, but anyway, this dude last night, and he finally called me back at the end of the night, and it got to be comical, cause when he called me the second time, I had to ask, cause it really bothers me and I said, sweetie, are you new? No, I've been driving for 2 years. I feel like somebody come in and slap me in my face. You've been driving for 2 years, and you asking me this question? Are you crapping me? Oh, sweet mother of Jesus. I'm just sitting there going, They need a log class. Look, I can teach most logs except for when it gets into splits. And my thing with splits is this: follow whatever that electronic device tell you. I well, how is a split? Because there's a whole weird calculation with how many hours you get. I don't even know. It's too complex. The beautiful thing about an LDs, they'll figure that out for you. They'll let you know at 8 hours what you got available for a split if you got anything. So I used to just wake up at 8 hours and look if I needed to use a split. If it was available, I rolled. If I wasn't, I went back to sleep and told them I was gonna be late. If it was gonna be that situation. She said a fraction, I'm gonna disappear. You funny. You might build some muscle if you small. But he would be able to tell me, you be a fraction of yourself being a flatbed driver. I'm like, oh, you ain't got to worry about that. I'd be under the trailer asleep. Because you got them tarps. The tarps, that tarp is the worst part, especially in the winter months and with wind. In the winter, rain and wind, because them tarps weigh a ton. And then just imagine snow, water, and ice. Girl, bye. I'd be so fired. I'd be so fired. Oh, I'd be so fired. Anyway, but yeah, dude, he called me. Then he asked me, what else he had? That was 2 years. Then I'm like hacking. And I told him, I said, look, I said, I don't mean to be mean, but they time us hard on these calls. Because I said, I can't lie to these folks. I said, look, they time us hard on these calls. I need you to do X, Y, and Z. See, Wendy telling you. I said, so I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And so he said, well, I said, when you get a chance, I really think you need to sit down with, I said, your driver manager, I don't want to tell him, your driver manager may not know, so he needs to really talk. I said, they should. And I told him, Swift used to have a class. And that's what this company needs. They need a class where they teach these drivers. And they go, oh, it's on now. Now, you need to sit down in a room, bring them drivers in so they can ask questions. And you also get to see who understands. But I already know. I bet you DOT did a good log audit. You find out half or more of them drivers ain't doing their logs right. And then also knowing how to manage your logs. That's the other thing. Manage time, because they run out of time. And then and the ones that call me never have fuel. Run out. I'm almost empty. How the hell are you almost empty? There was no time I was with Swift or any other company I was on. Well, no, there was one company. They ran you real close to being empty. I used to have to be on top of them because I realized the first time when I started, like, oh, I got to be on top of y'all because y'all would have me out here on the side of the road. I think it's Merrill, something with an M. It's a company that starts with an M, and they do flatbed. Oh, TMC, that is one. That's one I've heard of too. They do flatbed. I can't remember. There was another one I thought that was in Arkansas. They real popular. Good equipment. But anyway, yeah, so last night that was that. Weird computer stuff. Remote user, I don't know what that's about. I'll let IT deal with the madness. Because that was bizarre. I was like, who does that? I'm praying it wasn't nobody internal just doing something hinky. Because I was like, oh, wait. That to me is just tacky. I just tacky. I was like, what in the hell? Yeah, they told me, I was like, what's going on? And there's nothing you can, but, people are weird. Some people are just, anyway, I have to be praying on some folks up in there anyway. What else I was going to tell y'all about? I was going to talk to you about, the tostada. So I got some people asking me about the tostada. Some are like in a little picture now. So I'll make it one day. It's really easy. So I had gone to Joe's house, and I know y'all chatting about trucking, but I'm talking about food. I went to my buddy Joe's house, and I had come in. His mom, he said, Mom made some tuna salad tostadas. I said, tuna salad tostadas? And Joe's Latino, if y'all know, he's Mexican. So I was like, I tried. Look, I ain't never met too many dishes I won't try. Okay. So I got up in there, and it was a hard tostada shells that you get at the little Mexican grocery store. And she put the tuna salad on there. And she put some shredded lettuce and some, like a tostado, some tomato and onion on top, and some salsa. And she make her own, they call it chile or salsa. Man, change your life on tuna salad. Change your life. So last night I went in there and I cut up. Oh, you know that's what I didn't put was some egg in there. I should have did a boiled egg, but I didn't think about it at the time. That's right. I didn't think about a boiled egg. I should chop the egg up in there. Maybe the next batch I'll do that. But last night I took some tuna, took some onion, celery, and an apple. Chopped it up and put some. I'm usually not a mayo person. I like Miracle Whip opposed to mayo. Y'all tell me which is y'all favorite. I'm a Miracle Whip fan. I like the tangy sweet, but it hasn't been on sale, so I'm going with the sale stuff, which is mayonnaise. So I have mayonnaise. So I took the mayonnaise, and to try to make it a little sweeter, I used to throw sugar. I use monk fruit sweetener, so I used the granulated monk fruit, threw that in there, and the apple helped too, and some relish. Put that in there, and then I season my tuna salad. Some people don't season their tuna salad. I season it. So I added garlic powder, I added pepper, and some garlic powder, pepper, and Creole seasoning. And I put that in there, season that, and mix it all together. And so that's what y'all saw in that picture. And then just like a regular tostada. It's just cool. It's cold, and it's actually really good, and a crunchy shell at the bottom. So I think of it like chips, and maybe chips, but it's really nice, and it's good. So that's what I ate. So kind of when somebody said it looked healthy, I would say yeah, it's probably healthy, depending on how you make it. Make your tuna salad, throw it on a tostada shell and go. But yeah, that's how I do mine. And you put some salsa on top, and I sprinkle it with some tahini. I love tahini. Sprinkle it with some tahini, and that. And I just had some today. I just got through eating some right now. But yeah, y'all give me some topics. I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on. Um, uh, Pretty much that's it. Oh yeah, anybody who watches this, like, thumbs up, share it out. All that. Kim, hold on, let's see here. Yeah, I was just saying how I made the tuna salad. So whatever, how I ended up with that. My buddy Joe is Latino. He's Mexican, and I had stopped by his house, and his mom had made tuna salad, and they were doing tuna salad tostada. So I didn't come up with that. That was something I got from them. And I was like, tuna salad tostadas is your friend because he hooked me up, and I was like, oh my god. So it's just like a regular bean tostada, except instead of the beans you use in tuna salad, lettuce, tomato, whatever you put on top of your tostada, and then salsa or chile. They chile. So his mom would make like a chili, different types of chili that she would make, and honey, that was on hit, and it changed my life. So I like making those every so often. I was like, oh, it's quick. It didn't take most of what takes is time is chopping, and I just chopped up some celery, onion. I use tomato, and just like you do tuna salad or relish. I usually like Miracle Whip, but I didn't have any Miracle Whip, so I had mayonnaise, and I'm not a mayonnaise fan, but that's what I had. So I put that in there, and then you just put it on top of the tostada shell, smear it on there just like some refried beans, lettuce, tomato, onion. And I did chop up what I did like that I was new. I had bought some, they had at the Mexican grocery store, they had radish on sale. So I don't know if you guys eat street tacos. A lot of street taco places, sometimes they'll have the little radishes with it, which is kind of, radish has a little bite to it, but it's good actually. Some Mexican restaurants out here, they're actually, little radish is good. It has a little bite, but it, in conjunction with your Mexican food, it's really good. So I had taken the radish and chopped it up and put it on top of the tostada, and that was working. That's a new thing too. That little kind of that rooty kind of bite that radish has. It was working. So I just did some today, and trying to finish out the tuna salad. And I'm probably gonna make. Man, I think I might be able to do one or two more shells. And when I get off here, I might do one or two more. And it's light. It's not heavy. It's really light. It's refreshing. So it's a good little thing. And welcome, Kim. I don't know if have you been on the channel before? Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. And then I got all the stuff for the barbecue sauce. I'll be starting that little cooking escapade here. I've been working on the kitchen. I've been doing projects. I'm trying to get it. So this apartment is way smaller than most. I like it. It's because I got cement wall here, cement wall off my room. So cement wall between both neighbors. The outer walls are cement and block. My apartments are made out of, I think, block brick. It's an old complex. This place was built like in 1950 something. And then the internal walls, that wall is probably sheetrock. The one that's on the other side, sheetrock. The walls in the middle are sheetrock. but all the outer surrounding edging walls connecting to neighbors and or to the outside are all cement block. So, but it's small. This complex, this apartment, I'm in a one bedroom and it's small. So my kitchen's not very big. I don't have a lot of counter space. So that's why a lot of times y'all see me working on top of the oven. So I'm trying to get everything organized because when I got everything out of storage, out the big storage, I have all my kitchen appliances and I have a lot. Oh, thanks, Kim. I have a lot of stuff. So like I told y'all I have, let me see. I got the Ninja. I got two Ninja blenders. Um, I've got, no, I got three Ninjas. I even have the bullet one thing, kind of Ninja one. So I got three different blender Ninja things. I've got a Waring Chrome professional blender. That's the one that has the glass canister. So one, two, three, four. I got four. Hold on. Four blender systems. Two George Foremans. I got the little one that had a little bun worm on top. I got that. I got the bigger one where it has removable plates. I got that. Um, I got two toaster ovens. A big one that has a rotisserie on it. Although I'm pissed because I don't know where it went. I don't know if I accidentally threw it out in one of the boxes. I'm missing one of the spikes where you would spike the chicken on there. And it rotisseries, but I haven't been using that one. It has a griddle on top. I don't never use the griddle. I mainly was using the rotisserie, and then I had a smaller toaster oven that I have for the truck. I use that more. I got two microwaves. The microwaves I'm not too worried about. They're stacked on top of each other. So I had the little one for the truck. I actually had three microwaves, but left one in Texas, which Grumpy needed because one of his microwaves went out, and I said, "Oh, you can have the one in the floor in the closet." He's like, "What one in the closet?" I said, "I had left one from one of my trucks in your closet." So I gave that to him, but I got two here. So I got the one from one of my apartments, which is the one I really like. And I got the little one, so I can use both microwaves, which is good for somebody who cooks. Um, I got, what the heck is that? A crock pot. That's a nice crock pot. I don't know where I got that from. It was on sale, probably Black Friday, you know what I mean? And then I got two or three rice cookers. I got some rice cookers. I got a microwavable. I got three of them. I got one that's a microwavable one. I've got two electric ones. So, although the other one I'm happy I got because the other one, rice cookers, you got to be careful. Some of them don't do good with brown or what I call brown or wild rices. The one that I got through, I think I got it through Walmart, either Walmart or Amazon. I think it was Walmart. They had a good rating for doing all sorts of rices, which I like brown. I like wild rice too. So I got a rice cooker. So yeah. But other than that, y'all, I haven't been doing too much. When I get in here, as I'm getting it organized, I've been doing projects, and we're getting close. Because once I get the area, I did refrigerator clean out and organization. Only thing I don't have to do, I have to do the door. I haven't worked on the door in this one, and I need to go in there and see what's on the door that needs to go, what's good, what's bad. Because you know how you have all the little condiments on the side of the door, and I have like maybe 7 different sauces. I'm a big sauce person. Barbecue sauce, hot sauce. Monet knows barbecue sauce, hot sauce. Um, I'm sauce. I like sauces hot, and I'll introduce y'all to some Mexican hot sauces here in the very near future. Cause there's uh, El Somebody. I really like their barbecue sauces. Um, Here, let me see. I mean, not barbecue sauces. They're hot sauces. And I get them from a Mexican restaurant. Let me see if I can find this one from a picture. Hold on. Give me a second, y'all. Photos. I know. I took a picture. I don't know if you... This thing. Come on here. Y'all see that? I hope y'all can see that. I like this company, El Yucateca or whatever. Their hot sauce is bomb. It's a little Mexican hot sauce, but their hot sauce is bomb. Their hot sauce is really good. I like them. Their hot sauce is good. Yeah, so y'all like hot sauces? Those are my big ones. But yeah, later on, guys, if y'all start putting things down in the chat you want to talk about, this is just random today. I told you I'll start doing this like I said, every other Sunday. And if that gets to be too much, I might do one Sunday a month. Um, and just get in here and we'll talk about it. I would like to have some subjects to talk about, you know. Right now, I'm trying to think if there's anything um, big. We'll probably check in on the money thing. I haven't really done too much because I haven't. Our numbers, we have the variant here for the virus, so I haven't really gone out. I have everything really being delivered right now. I've been avoiding going out. I know Joe and me both talked about it because we both are high risk. Um, he's waiting on the vaccine because he like I have some very underlying health issues. Um, as far as allergic reactions, I have had some allergic reactions to certain meds. And my bigger concern is my underlying blood clotting disorder and how that might impact, if there's any impact there, because some of like the meds I'm on, like right now, my doctor has first time I've been on the same dosage of my blood thinner for I'm 52 since I was about 29. Um, the first time we've had to adjust is recently because I started taking supplements because everything interacts with coumadin. There's certain like I love greens. I don't know if y'all, you know, African Americans, we eat like collard greens and mustard greens, southern style. And I can eat them every blue moon, but if I eat them, they heat it like cooked greens. If I eat them a lot, it will diminish the capability of my coumadin because it has vitamin K in it. And vitamin K does a blocking on the thinner that's used, you know, that thins your blood when you're using warfarin. So I have to be careful. Like I can't do green tea because green tea is like one of the higher ones for vitamin K. Now I can do kale cooked has high vitamin K, but kale raw I can do because it's whatever reason when it's cooked it activates something more with the vitamin K is stronger or something like that. So, and don't get me wrong, I do eat greens from time to time. I just can't like some black folks they could have them every night, which I could. I like greens. I can't do that. I can only eat them every blue moon. Um, so there's certain things like I can't do green teas and stuff like that. So we gotta see because I don't know how that vaccine is going to work in conjunction with, like I said, because I've just started supplements not that long ago that we did my blood work and my blood was thicker than it's normally supposed to be, and so we're getting ready. I'm waiting on my new script to come, and I have all my meds mailed from CVS to the house. I'm waiting for that to come, and they are I have dosage adjustments. So they're giving me, I got 3 different doses coming, and I have to start doing an alternate. I don't drive anymore, Kim. I don't drive, but thank you. I'm in office right now. Oh, you use that L sauce, Wendy. You've used that. Hey, Oracle, what's up, baby? Have you used that hot sauce before, Wendy? If you can get it at the Mexican grocery stores out here, you can get it at El Super. Yeah, I think they even carry some of it at Walmart, but El Super has them. It's a couple bucks. And that hot sauce is on hit. The extra, extra, extra is extra, extra on hit. And they have a black one I like too. I'll pull them out one time and just we'll talk about them because they good as heck. And then I was showing y'all this. This is not beer. It's ginger beer. I love a really good ginger beer or ginger ale, and I like mine strong. So like Jamaican ginger ale, this is done. I guess this is Australian. It's actually pretty good. They had it on sale at Costco. Costco. So I bought a little case of it, and it's really really good. I like this. But I love a good strong ginger ale, ginger beer. Those are like my favorite. Yeah, you should be able to get it. You should be able to get any that hot sauce you can get. I mean, most of you anywhere that has an international market or Mexican store is good. I'm actually gonna matter of fact that's gonna I need to order them. I have a bunch of them, but I have found that that one is probably my top favorite. And how I got introduced going to those little Mexican restaurants when I order my ceviche. You know what? That's what I do want to make one time. We need to make some ceviche. And because I miss ceviche, so I need to make it. It's not ceviche ain't hard. It's just lime juice, shrimp, cucumber, tomato, onion, marinated, and then put that on a tostada, and it's your friend. Oracle, I don't know if Walmart carries this one. Um, I like this one and Jamaican ginger beer. The Jamaican ginger beer is good. If you got a Sprouts, I know Sprouts carries it. Jamaican one, I don't know if Safeway. I know it's in some grocery stores. This one I'm not sure of. This one, I got this at a. I had this at, was it a restaurant I had, and then I saw it on the Costco site because I was looking for ginger ale, and this came up, and I was like, oh, that's that ginger ale. Now the bad part about this is I try to do diet stuff because I'm a borderline diabetic, and I try to do diet. They didn't have any diet, so unlike my father, I might do one of these one or two every other day. So like when I say one or two, like no, I don't have more than two or three in a week. My father can drink. He would have been through that case in one day. He would have drank the case in one day. So you have to. Hey Ruby, you have to. Yeah, Jamaican ginger ale is on hit. Especially Jamaican ginger beer. The strong one is on hit. If you got Sprouts, I know Sprouts carries the Jamaican ginger beer. They're kind of pricey, but they. My problem is it's expensive. Oh, Cost Plus. That's another one. There's a place called International Market called Cost Plus. They have food and drinks, and they usually have wine too, and coffee. And I love that place. We got them here, and I haven't gone there because I'm. That's what I'm struggling with right now. They have a day bed that I want, and I'm thinking about getting for my living room. And I've had it for years, and I've always liked that day bed. It's just a little pricey, and it pisses me off that anytime I pay over $100, and you got me paying for shipping and handling. So they got you paying like $50 shipping and handling, ship this here. So I'm praying on it. I might do it. I'm because I like the day bed. I think it's easier to have a twin mattress and do just some random throw pillows. My other option is I may go back with an old school futon, but a lot of the futon frames aren't like what I had back in the day. Back in the day, they made really good futon, strong futon frames. These futon frames they make now are pieces of crap. Oh, okay, Oracle. I didn't know. Okay, so you're handicapped. Okay, so you order your food delivery too. What do you use? An Instacart? Do you have guys have Instacart or Uber? I know Uber is now doing groceries too. You know what? I'm gonna be getting my Amazon affiliate thing too. I'm gonna go ahead and get that because y'all are gonna see me use stuff. Like I forgot that sauce that I've told you guys about, that habanero relish. I know some people like I'm gonna go look for that. That habanero relish is on hit. I'm gonna let you know. Matter of fact, when I did my tostadas this afternoon, I actually put the hot sauce on there and then I put some of that habanero relish on there. I'm gonna order. They got two other relishes. They got a chipotle relish, and I think I was a serrano or a jalapeno relish. I'm gonna be ordering. I'm gonna order another one of those habanero. That habanero relish was on hit. It was very very good, tangy with some heat. Yeah, I'm an Instacart fan. I paid a membership, so I'm a huge Instacart fan. When during the pandemic, that's how I got my toilet paper. They brought it right to the door from Costco. Amen and hallelujah. Everybody up there in line. I remember I went into Walmart to return something and I went back and I was going to get toilet to see if they had toilet paper. I mean, I still had toilet paper in the house at the time, and I'm in there and that line was wrapped all the way back to automotive, and most Walmarts are laid out the same way, so that already tells you how far that line was with them rationing out the toilet paper, and people were waiting, and I was like, oh, I got to go to work. I ain't going to be, I work in the evening, but I wasn't going to be sitting in there for 2 to 3 hours look for some toilet paper. And I got the water. They were rationing it out, but there wasn't a long line for water, so I got some water. Um, on the border sauce. I don't know that I've had. I know the on the border sauce, but I don't think I ever bought it. Yeah, girl, I ain't mad at you. I'm being no line. Look, my fat butt, I can walk, and I usually walk. I have a walking stick now that I walk with because my knee and my knees are funky since I broke that ankle, and I walk with my walking stick, and so girl, that I wasn't being up in there in no long line. And when I found out about Instacart, praise God for Instacart. And Instacart, and they even shopped the little Instacart shops in my little Mexican grocery store over here. I love me some Instacart. I guess somebody's walking by. Yeah, Instacart, they shop at our little Mexican restaurant over here. So Mexican grocery store over here. So like my vegetables, y'all see the video I did about COVID, all them vegetables came from this little Mexican grocery store here called El Super. And that's what I've been using, but they're really not organic. So I made Sprouts is just across the street from my house. I literally can walk out the house and walk across the street and I'm at Sprouts. But again, I don't do that. Yeah, Taco Cabana, I think we either had that here or they had one in Texas. And I can't remember. And we have it on the border. We have the on the border well, we had. I haven't been I there's so Mexican food to me, I'm not like I like take me to the hole in the wall, take me to traditional Mexican food, not American Mexican food. And I can go to American Mexican food restaurants. Like me and Joe, we like to go to there's a Mexican restaurant out here and they do Hatch chilies every year when the Hatch chilies come out. And we go for what we call it our crunchy night. And crunchy night we haven't gone because of the pandemic, but we would go in there and it's there's two of them. One over by where y'all are at, Wendy, in the Glendale area in the west side, and then there's one down not too far down the street from where I'm living here off of Camelback, and that's the original restaurant. And we would go in there, and I forgot the name of it right now. I can't think of it. We go in old people. I'm getting old, y'all. We go in there and we get a cheese crisp with the Hatch chilies on it, and they come with the chips, and they bring chips, they bring beans, and they bring salsa. And we would just sit there, and that would be, and then we get some margaritas and just kick it and talk about absolutely nothing and just have what we call our old people crunchy night. And because Joe's 60 something, I'm 52, we sit there just chilling and come out of there under $20 for both of us with drinks because the margaritas, they usually are like on special. And we would get whatever the house special margarita was and just sit there and have margaritas and chips and the green chili, the Hatch chili cheese crisp. Now that's more of an American Mexican food, traditional cheese crisp, traditional tacos. But where I really go and where I like to go is when I walk in and they got ceviche. That tells me when you got ceviche and that Mexican sandwich I was talking about they do with them rolls. Thank you. I forgot who told me because I forgot the name and then it came back to me afterwards and then they reminded me I was correct. It's called tortas, Totrta, and we'll make some of those. A torta. If y'all ain't had a torta, see that's traditional Mexican food. The torta sandwich. It's a moment of silence. That dang sandwich is good. The other sandwich is good. Is that Vietnamese or is it Vietnamese? Yeah, Vietnamese banh mi. Moment of silence. That little sandwich is so dang good. And it's a simple sandwich. They take that roll and they heat it, and they kind of toast it, and then they take their little meat, and it's not a lot of meat, and then they take the vegetables that they have pickled and chow by. I was like, shut the front door. This is so good. I do make a mean stir fry, and yes, I do like stir fry. I can do stir fry with or without meat, and that's the other thing. We'll probably get in here, and I'll probably do a good stir fry. I want a new wok. So the wok I have, it has, it's old and it has that and it's starting to come off. So I really want to I've seen some cast iron woks and I'm probably going to eventually order myself one from Amazon. I want the cast iron wok with the wood lid. I like that. So I'm probably going to be ordering one of those here in the near future. I do like stir fry. I'm a one of my if we talk, hey Shay E, what's up? Yeah, I know I saw Taco Cabana in Texas. I'm good. How you doing, baby? Um, so my favorite foods. Let's talk. That's actually a good topic, y'all. My fat butt can talk about food. My favorite food, top favorite food. If I got it when I used to come home, my top favorite food was Asian, and the top number one would be sushi. Number two under sushi is going to be like a hot pot. If y'all never had hot pot, is your friend. And then we can get into pho, where you get into the Vietnamese soups, and then we can get into stir fries. But my top Asian would be sushi. Love sushi. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Um, Second favorite food, let me think. And I think this might run a tie. Now, Joe is big on seafood. I think that's his number one thing. He loves seafood, and I do like a good seafood boil. I'm going to say my next top favorite food is, and I'm really struggling between, I'm going to say Italian would be my next. And I haven't gone to, we have a Italian restaurant out here called Buca di Beppo. And we used to, one of my former partners worked at a place in Arizona in the East Valley, Mesa, called Anzio's Landing. And it was off the airstrip, private little airstrip out there for the smaller planes out in Mesa. And it was Italian. And she used to bring home some amazing dishes from there. And that food was good. So if it's good Italian, I like Buca di Beppo. Actually, my father still talks about Buca. He came out here one time and he told all his railroad buddies. My daughter, y'all know Grumpy is weird, right? Y'all like the Grumpy imitations. He went to the rail, this back when he was working. My daughter, I went, y'all, I gotta tell you, she took me to this restaurant. It's called Buca di Beppo. And I saw when we went in, people was coming out with shopping bags. And I'm looking at her going, why is the people coming out with shopping bags? Oh, sweet Jesus. He said, they coming out with shopping bags. He said, look at her. I said, why they come out with shopping bags? She said, you about to see. So she said, find what you want on the menu, order one thing. I'm going to order one thing, and we're going to have some stuff to eat for a couple of days. So he said, why it say spaghetti and meatball? I said, do you like spaghetti? Well, yeah. I said, well, we're going to order that so you can see, and then I'm going to order something else. And you order something else, but we'll take the spaghetti and meatball home. He said, but you say a meatball. Why don't it say meatballs? That's a mistake, right? I said, oh, no, no, no. It's not a mistake. No, it's not a mistake. So if y'all, Monet, you live here. So when you get a chance, take your family. You will love it. You will be on the floor. It's really funny. And when you go in there, it's like well, you really probably would like it because it's that Italian gangster type setting, right? Because it's a family, I think, that started it. And you see like pictures of family and stuff, and they have like, Sinatra and all that on the wall. It's really cool, really, really cool. And it's meant for big groups. So when you go in, 2 people, you're going to have a lot of food. But if you take a family or a group, you're going to have some fun. So they brought the spaghetti out. He told the fellas on the railroad, he said, they was weak. Shannon, they was weak. They laughing, kid. They was laughing. Call me Junior. They laughing, Junior. They was laughing. So when they came out with the spaghetti, it had a meatball. A meatball. Like that. Yes, ma'am. And sitting right on the spaghetti with the sauce. And it's not, even though you see it, you like, wow. It is so good. Hey, Cheryl, welcome to the page. Welcome to the family. It was so good. So you have to cut on it. And so all the dishes are like platters. And the food is piled. So when you leave, ain't no way you can leave without having a shopping bag. There's so much dang food. And so you have your plates. So it's like an Italian family, like you around the table, true Italian family. And Monet's from New York, so she already know you deal with them of town. They make a big dish. My buddy Anthony, his mom was Italian, his dad was black, but when she cooked big, and you gonna have enough food to feed the army. So yeah, and it's really good. So it's called Buca di Beppo, Buccadippo. Depending on what happens eventually with this whole pandemic, one of the other things I'll start doing is I'll do some videos of my foodie outings, because we got some really amazing restaurants here in Arizona. And And I'm not always like down the street from me. There's an Indian fried bread house, and if y'all, I don't know if y'all know what Indian fried bread is. It is by the Native Americans, but it's Indian fried bread. It's like a fried bread, like a bread, like almost like a puff bread, round, and they make what's called an Indian fried bread taco. That's your friend. Green chili, beans, lettuce, tomato, onion, and then a salsa. Oh my God. Anyways, it's Indian fried bread house down the street from me. Just phenomenal. And I haven't been in there. I've been thinking about ordering Uber to go, but it's so good. I haven't had it in a while. And then the Indian fried bread too, you can do it with just honey and the powdered sugar. Jesus spake. Yes, he did. He spoke on it. He said it was good. He said it was good. Um, yeah, Oracle, you don't see Oracle. We right here, Oracle. It's like a big happy donut. It's like as big as a plate. It's like a big happy donut. That's exactly what the heck it's like. It's fluffy, and then if they take it and they do that drizzle that honey on there and some powdered sugar, you're gonna be in diabetic coma. That's where you're gonna be. But I like the Indian fried bread taco when they do the green chili on there, and then they do the beans, and then they do the lettuce and tomato and onion on there. It's really really good. Yeah, Shay eating all the portions. That Buca de Pepo was on head. And then I have a friend out here. I got to be friends with her. Here's a restaurant story. So I was living in these apartments in Scottsdale back when I was working. Hey Tanya, what's up? Hey Cat Eyes. I was working at these. I was working back at Schwab. I was living in apartments in Scottsdale. This was before I bought my house. And one of my neighbors who recommended me to the complex. We've been in other complex before. He had introduced me to this little Chinese restaurant that was next to a 99 cents only store in Scottsdale. And so I would always order the same thing, this garlic chicken dish that they had. It was phenomenal. And they also had delivery. So one day, and I had my Cocker Spaniel, I had Kimba, my old Cocker Spaniel. And one day, this lady delivered to me. And Kimba's at the door barking, I'm like, boy, if you don't bring your butt in here, and I'm getting my little Chinese stuff delivered. So she delivered it to me. And then when I went back to the restaurant, I ordered the stuff, but she said hi, and she's really friendly. And I was like, well, wait a minute. I'm looking, I'm seeing the decor starting to change. I said, is this owned by the same people? I'm the new owner. My name is Tati. I'm like, hey, Tati, how you doing? And she's like, how's your dog? She even remembered delivering to my house. And I'm like, okay, so I got to be friends with them. I actually said, after she told me, stay after for the good sake. And so I stayed and ate dinner with the family. So I got to be really good friends with Toddy. Toddy was cool. Well, Toddy's really blown up now. I haven't been out there in years. And I used to take a lot of my people from Schwab there, some of my coworkers and some of my clients. And Toddy blew up. She's been on the news. She was on the news out here. When it happened, but she does Thai, like a Asian fusion, and she blew up two restaurants, was on the news out here, was on the cover of Arizona Food and stuff. And I remember I went in there, she said, Shannon. I'm like, what's going on, Toddy? She said, Food Critic's been in here. I said, shut up. And so Food Critic had got up in there and it blew her up. It became a beautiful restaurant. You guys, I think you might be able to go into Yelp and look in Arizona and look for Toddy's Asian Fusion, and it is phenomenal. She has sushi bar, she has Thai food. She makes this sauce that, oh my God. And she makes a mango salad. Is it mango or papaya? I can't remember. It's one of them two. On it. Oh, so good. And so that's how, but she remembered me from the dot, and then we just got to be friends. And then I ended up staying afterwards. She invited me to stay after, and I had dinner and sake. And then she had me come one time to invited me to dinner when her sister was here. And one of her sons is deaf. And so the other son learned sign language to talk to his brother. And just a really cool family. Her husband was an engineer well, they both worked at Motorola here in Arizona. The family's cool people. And her sister was here, and she made these things. If you guys never had them, and you can't drink a lot of them because you won't remember. I've never really been normally intoxicated, but she kept pouring, and God bless me getting home, but I did get home. Thank you, Jesus. Um, because I slept in my car for a little bit to get my sanity back because I'd never had those many. But it's called a Chambord margarita, and a Chambord, which is a liqueur, you make a margarita and you pour that. Oh my God! And we used to go to a restaurant here in Scottsdale. Oh my God, Z Tejas. Z Tejas, and there was another restaurant there, and they did these Chambord margaritas. Matter of fact, they limited you to only three because at Chambord it will jack you up. And she kept making them, and it was so good. But yeah, totally cool family. Ever in Arizona, Toddy's Asian Fusion. I have not seen her in years. Matter of fact, me and Joe were talking. He said we need to go see Toddy because Joe, we all were at Schwab, so I introduced Joe to Toddy. I introduced our friend of ours, Sandra, and we're gonna probably all do a like a reunion get together and go over there because me and Joe are not at Schwab anymore. Sandra, I think, is still there. A lot of the people that we used to hang out with, a lot of them aren't even there. There might be maybe two people still at Schwab. Other than that, most folks are gone. Yeah, other than that, yeah. So we just talking food, but y'all, we're at an hour. I didn't want to be on here too long. I just looking, but what I do want y'all to do, and whoever watches it, please make sure y'all, whoever watches this, thumbs up, share it out. Also throw some topics down there. Y'all know I can talk about. Now I can talk. I'm gonna tell you topics I can't talk about. We can talk about food. I will be. Oh, I'm gonna do that too. So I not only. So even though I'm big, don't think I told you I've been kind of up and down on meat. I do eat meat still, but I'm up and down. Sometimes and what I have been doing is more. I was doing more fish when I got back here. Meats that I like, and I have certain fish I don't like. So right now I got some fish patties in there that I kind of could kick myself because I knew it had some cod in it. I'm not a cod fish person, but it was on sale at Costco, and I was like, oh, this is a cheap way for me to make my fish tacos. And I haven't really done them a lot because I'm not a huge fan of the cod flavor. My favorite fish would be, I love like an orange roughy. I love Chilean sea bass. I like salmon. So those would be some of my top fish. I do not like red snapper. I can't stand it. Like some people like eel on sushi. So you can have that. I don't like the flavor of eel with sushi. I'm not a cod fan. I can do some pollock, whatever. It just has to be light. I like light flavored white fish. I don't like, I can't, there's something about the cod flavor. I don't like the flavor of the fish. I can do tilapia. It's okay. Um, I do catfish every blue moon. And I do make a decent fish. I've been weird on chicken because y'all know we talked about the roach chicken situation. So I have been kind of weird with chicken. It takes a lot for me. I can't buy from a specific place because of that roach experience. Don't mention that here. And so I make certain one brand. I can't. I can't. They can keep it. If I know it came from them, I'm like, oh, you can have it. And I've also, like I said, I'm gonna probably be going more natural. I'm gonna be getting a freezer. I'm like a 3 cubic foot free a stand up freezer. Um, I'm gonna be getting that, and where I normally would have a side table, I'm gonna have the freezer, and I also want a wine fridge. And I probably won't have side tables; those will kind of be using those as a side table. Can you try? I do have salmon patties. I use the Costco has a salmon patty I love, and when I was doing my fish tacos before, that's what I was using salmon patties. Matter of fact, I think I have a few still left in there, so I do have salmon patties. I do like salmon patties. I use them a lot, and actually Costco has a very good version. I like their salmon patties that they do. Usually under $20, not bad at all. They also have a mahi mahi. I haven't seen it in stock lately, but they had these mahi mahi patties. It had, like I said, I ain't seen it in stock lately. Life changing. I don't know what they did to them doggone patties, but when I first cooked the first, they had it on sale. And I was like, oh, okay. I like mahi mahi in general, and I didn't really read the ingredients. Well, what they did is they put some stuff in there to see. I didn't know it was seasoned already. So I had put it in the skillet to make me. I was gonna make I like fish tacos, And I usually take it and saute it and break it up, and then I do it like a crumble in tacos. And I'll do that for y'all one day because I do make a really good fish taco. I don't know what they did, but I thought somebody had started barbecuing in my house. I was like, and I hadn't even seasoned it yet. And I walk in the kitchen, I lift the lid, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what the heck did y'all do to that? I don't know what they seasoned it with, but it was like somebody was making steak in the kitchen on a grill. I was like, oh my God. The smell was so phenomenal. And then when you ate it, I don't know what they did. Oh, when you remember me sitting in the truck eating those subs, I used to have somebody watch me. He like, man, dog, I like watching you eat them dang subs because you be eating them subs like I be eating. Oh, y'all know with the truckers, you be hungry. You be running and all of a sudden you hungry, like, shoot, I gotta eat. I'm hungry. But no, that's what we'll do. One night we'll just sit down and I'll do wine and wine and chit chat. We'll do a night where we'll do like wine and chit chat because I can do that too. I do like wine. Wine is my drink. I do like certain wines. My favorite wine is Malbec. I love Malbecs, and my favorite two wines: Malbecs reds, German whites. Any German white Schmitzson is one of my favorites. Quita, what's up? Welcome to the channel, baby. Um, and we're gonna be closing out here in a few. I'm right now. We're just talking some food stuff, but yeah, we'll do that. We'll probably do like that. Would be a good night. Just do like cocktails and just on here just shooting the shiz about absolutely nothing or a topic, and do like a what y'all doing kind of situation. But I like yeah, we can do that. I maybe cook and then or have something already set up to eat and just sit here and just shoot the shiz about stuff. Um, but yeah, that I do like those are my fish, but meats I haven't been big on. And then what I'm gonna do, I was just thinking about it today because somebody had mentioned how healthy that to the tuna tostada salad looked. Um, I'll make it so you can see me make it, and like I said, it's a typical tostada. So I really didn't go through how I make it because it's a tostada, but I can show you making how I make my tuna salad. You probably could do chicken salad on there too. I haven't never tried it, but I'll probably work on there too. But the tuna salad and how I set it up, and then once I get ready, because it was good. Actually, I'm probably gonna make another one here in a little bit. Um, because I think I got enough tuna salad for maybe two more, and it's done. The other thing, what was I gonna mention to y'all? Oh, I'm gonna make my vegetarian raw burritos, and I learned that. So in Tempe, we used to have a place called growing because I grew up in Tempe for my high school years and my junior high school years. And I'm born in Tempe. I was born in Tempe. I grew up between Phoenix and Tempe, but Tempe is my home. So in Tempe, we used to have a place called General Strength Co-op, and it's funny because now Whole Foods sits on that lot where the co-op used to be. And my best friend's dad, he was sick, but he didn't tell anybody how sick he was. And he would work part-time at General Strength because their food was expensive. It was all organic. I don't think they had meat. If I'm trying to remember, I think they were strictly vegan and vegetarian. They had no meats in there. And they had a little cafe in there, but they also had the grocery store, but they were pricey. But they used to have these to-go burritos they did. And my best friend Jane introduced me to them, and they were raw vegan burritos. Oh my God. They were so freaking good. And so as I got older, I was craving them and I was thinking about them. And so I started making my version of them. And it's not hard. It's cold, so it's raw, but it's really good. And they used a wheat wrap. I use flour, but you can sometimes they use a wheat wrap. They use refried beans. I'm sure they were vegan refried beans. They use shredded carrots. I think shredded cabbage, sprouts, not bean sprouts, but the like alfalfa, the thinner sprouts. And I grow mine. That's the other thing. I'll show y'all. I grow my own bean sprouts, my own mung beans. Matter of fact, we're gonna do some shrimp fried rice, and I grow my own mung beans for that. Matter of fact, I need to put a batch together because I've been craving some shrimp fried rice. Um, and so they had the shredded the alfalfa sprouts, onion. I can't remember what all was on there. Anyway, it's just raw, fresh vegetables. And then they would wrap it up just like a burrito, and then they had a salsa, and that was so doggone good. So I make a raw. I'll have a craving for just a raw burrito, and all it is just it's out of the refried beans, whether you make them or out of a can. Smear it on the tortilla. Put on your veggies, and your veggies almost it's like a salad. You put your little veggies on there, and I just put my salsa, sprinkle some tahini on it, maybe squeeze some lime on it, and then I get my salsa and call it a day. And it's really good. It's very light. It's refreshing, and it's filling, and it's good because it's vegan. So I do like I might be fat, but like I told people, y'all see I put vegetables on a lot of stuff. I like veggies. Don't skimp on the veggies. Don't I'm not the person who just want to eat the meat. I want some veggies. And I can even like even when I was on the road when I first started back on the road this last time I was on the road now for last time. Um, when I was with the little trainer for the refreshing trainer, the one who used to watch TV while she was driving. When I was with her, she was funny. Um, she turned around and she's like, dude, we're gonna get this little Mexican girl. She was funny as hell. She's cool as hell, but funny. Well, she was like trying to, and I was like, no. I said, because borderline diabetic, what you do have interaction with sugar. It makes me sleepy. It makes me tired. So I was very watchful if I ate. I didn't eat a lot of meat. I didn't get the regular subs. I got the what's this? Almost like that pita bread they had at Subway. It's like the pita bread kind of thing. I forgot what they called it. It was like a wrap thingy. I would get that opposed to a regular sub roll, and I would always get the veggie sandwich. I would get one with no meat on it, and so that's what I would get at Subway, and then just have and that was good enough for me. I just because veggies, I like veggies. So I don't have a problem. I like cabbage. Okay, so you want me to do a stir fry with cabbage as a focus? Okay, I can do that. A matter of fact, I've been thinking about growing. What's that cabbage they call? It's an Asian cabbage. I've been thinking about growing some of that. We got to get out in that garden though. That's something I'm gonna probably. I don't know if it's this week or next week. I'm gonna get out in that garden because I got the stuff to mix up the dirt. I just haven't gone out there and done it. I need to empty out one of my storage bins because that's what I'm gonna use to mix the dirt up in. I got some manure out there. I'm probably gonna do another run by Ace and get a couple more bags of dirt, another bag of manure. And then I need to order some perlite. But I've been, so because I want to get a cool water. I want to get a cool weather garden, and we're coming to the time because Arizona's gonna heat back up. We don't get cold like y'all get across the country normally. Excuse me, Monet will tell you the weather out here is nice. We haven't had. I think we got now maybe to the 40s this year. I don't think we've had a 30 night. We have gotten down to 30s, but it hasn't. I'm gonna say most of the time it's been around 40. My AC unit or my heat unit, I got it sitting at 78 for heat. Matter of fact, one day in the apartment this last week, it got to 81 up in here. I turned the AC on for a minute to break the heat. And I gotta order a fan cleaner because my fans are dirty. That could be part of my allergy issues too. Doing pretty good though. I ordered some more saline. I do what's called a net pot. If y'all know what that is, if you have allergies, a friend of mine who's an RN and my nurse practitioner, both of them told me. She said, "Oh, that's a good recommendation. It's called a neti pot, and so it's like looks like a teapot, and you have a saline packets, or you can mix your own saline, but I recommend the packets because it's pre-measured. And you don't want to do tap water. Do your bottled water, either distilled water or like your bottled drinking water. I choose the bottled drinking water because it's purified. And I pour it in there and it has a line. You mix up your saline packet and you take your nose and you put that thing down like this. And the water goes up and comes out because this is all connected, and it washes the inside of your nasal passage with the saline, so it keeps the gut clean, and it helps with avoiding infections. Because I had one sinus infection, and actually that's what I used to kind of get it under control. They had just called in some antibiotics for me, but I have been it's like I have a constant drip back, and I have a HEPA filter thing I gotta order. I'm gonna be ordering that this week too. the HEPA filters for it. It's called True Air, and I can't remember. I got to research because I've had it for a while. I got to clean it, and I got to take the filters out and get some new filters. And I'm gonna be getting that set up, and that'll help in this apartment. Like I said, this apartment is old, and that unit, they gave me a new AC unit, but I don't know how long that ductwork has probably not been cleaned. So, and I got to change the filter in the hallway, but I'm short, so I need to get something to step up on. I'm gonna go through. I need to go to Harbor Freight and see if they can get me a little metal step thing I'm gonna get. But yeah, I'm gonna get out there, and my goal has been to put out 5 plants every other week. So, and I got over 22 pots out there. So I need to start that because I wanted to get some delicata squash, which I love delicata squash. Anyway, y'all, we are 80 minutes. I want y'all to be blessed. I'll let y'all know when the merchandise is out. I'll do, like I said, I'm gonna get the affiliate thing so I can put links down below. Um, and y'all just be blessed. Be safe for those of y'all who are driving over the road. For those of you thinking about being in trucking, please make sure you do your research. I did a lot of research. And then sit down if you can and talk with drivers. And then if you guys need schools and stuff, I know Heidi was working with some school that was free, or she was setting up a school. I'll get Heidi Hart's information. And again, Heidi's good information. She used to be a fleet manager for Conway, which is a company I drove for. She's good because she'll ask you questions and try to find your fit. You'll hear all sorts of things about all different companies, but when you first get into it, um, I'm not a dispatcher, nor do I wish to be. I mean, what I do is kind of, I call it juggling balls. So, real quick, with my company, what I do is I'm an after hours agent, which is kind of a combination of some of the dispatch manager duties, tracking of trucks for the customer. We do manage emails. So, the way this company has worked, from my understanding from some of the people, I stay in my bubble, is they had certain departments. So, they had a tracking department, they had an email department, they had a customer service department. And if things didn't work, they just, oh, that's not working. So they just shut it down. They don't go to try to fix it. They just shut it down, which is kind of bizarre. But again, it's not XYZ company according to Shannon. It's XYZ company according to XYZ company. So you run your company how you want to run it. Well, then what happens is all of that stuff is just distributed among different areas. So the group that I'm in, I'm going to call them the Juggle Balls group, because all of a sudden we're doing tracking, we're doing email, we're doing helping with the trucks. We're all sorts of weird communication. You're juggling like 8 different balls all night long. So I'm not a dispatch manager. I have zero desire at this company to ever be a dispatch manager because they run so lean that I think, if I'm correct, their dispatch managers may manage it up to 80 trucks. I think that's what I heard. I don't know how true that is. That's just what I overheard, which is insanity. Okay, that's just absolute insanity. But they are liquid. So because they run so lean, they don't have debt. But there's other issues, in my opinion. Again, not good or bad. It's just different. Well, there is some bad, but that has more to do with individuals than it does, well, how to fix it would take them taking on some Fortune 100, 500 steps. And I don't think that's what they want to do. So they run it, they have a small business mentality for the size of the company they're running. And I don't know how long they're going to be able to do that for. I hope it works for them, but I can see where there's areas where the big mega companies I've worked for, like in banking and telecommunications, I can see where they need to implement some of that huge. And it would help with the company. Um, they also, I think they have a high turnover, because like you can look and all of a sudden I get a list, and like this year I got a list and there's different driver manager names, and it's like a whole group of folk is gone. So I have no idea. It's like I said, there's some things I've noticed that would make sense on why the turnover is so high. And usually at most companies, one of the things we did in banking when I was at Chase, when I was in management, we did a critique, and that was one of the things, which was employee retention. The reason is, and most companies, some companies may have the mentality of this company and you don't care. And they may have that mentality because it was started by people. A lot of them had come from trucking families. So there's a huge turnover in trucking. But when you get into the office environment, you really turnover there, in my opinion, once you start looking at the numbers, is not smart. It's bad because you already spend so much money on what they call onboarding an employee. So that was something that we had analyzed when I was in management at Chase, was the cost of onboarding and the cost of what you let walk out the door. So a lot of times, because companies invest in you, they invest when they have you come in and you get hired and you do a drug screening. At this company, they do the hair follicle screening. So they cut your hair off and send it for analysts to see if you done did drugs and stuff. So if you're doing that hair follicle screening, guess what? That's one of the most expensive ones you can do. So that company's out of pocket on that. Not only that, whatever they're paying to do your background check. Not only that, the money they pay the employees to get you trained, if there's any training material, if there's any equipment assigned to you, everybody who touches you being there at that company, you need to analyze how much was that. So when you look at the grand scheme of how much money you just spent bringing that employee in the door, and the employee doesn't last because of whatever's going on at your company, you got to reevaluate. So, but if you have a mentality of just like truckers come in and they leave out, and you take that into the office environment, I think those are two different environments, and you have to look at it different. And they started seeing the problem with driver retention with losing money because they didn't have enough drivers to drive for a while. Remember the driver shortage. So you're going to see an increase in drivers right now because of the economy. So because of what's going on with the whole pandemic, as things start coming back, if this whole vaccination stuff works, you're going to see where you're going to have the shortage in drivers is going to go away for a little bit, and there's going to be an increase in drivers again, because trucking is a gig that anybody, and I hate to put it this way, it's probably one of the more easier jobs to get into. It's not an easy job, but it's an easier job to get into. It has a certain, I mean, if you can drive, you can learn to back, then everything else about trucking is simple in the grand scheme of things. But don't think it's so simple that you can just be lazy, because it's not a lazy job, because you are using a lot of different skill sets. And that's the other problem. I think it's not hard to get into, but a good truck driver, and I'm gonna say that a good truck driver, you're using a lot of skill sets. I talk to a lot of drivers at night that they're just drivers. They're not good. You know, how do I get here? A good truck driver, you navigate. You're doing map trip planning. You're doing negotiating with the customers. Even when I was working, I call the customer like, "Hey, I'm up the street." I'm not calling them talking about, "Can I deliver early?" No, man, call them. Why are you calling me? Is the load ready? Hi, I've been given this load. I'm with XYZ company. I need to know if this load is ready because I'm right around the corner. Are they open? I don't know. Call the number. Show up. I mean, how do I get there? I'm sitting in Arizona, and we've sent you instructions with a phone number, and you got technology now that lets you Google Map your way in, and you lost. And then all I do is pull up on Google Maps at my computer, the same thing I used to do on my phone. So, like I said, the job, while simple to get into, if you want to be good at what you do, it is not hard, and then what it is hard is on your body. So it's a lifestyle, and that's where trucking is different. Unlike a regular corporate job, when they say it's a lifestyle, it is a lifestyle. You are living your work life and your personal life on the road. It's different. And these trucking companies, if you're a company, they don't want you taking more than 3 days off, because they're looking at whatever they're paying for the note on that truck and the money they can make on that truck. And so, yeah, that's why I said I already know. And about the only way I could do it is kind of like Cato. I'd have to own my own truck. I couldn't necessarily work corporate for a company. And I don't want to drive anymore. I am done. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly of trucking. And behind the scenes, maybe one time we would have a private conversation and I would tell y'all some other stuff and just my view, especially for certain groups in trucking. Just that's it. Yeah, honey, I trust God in whatever it is for me, Kim. Um, and that's right now. I'm praying on a lot of stuff right now. Like I said, especially when they changed it from, oh, we want the calls 1 to 2 minutes. I'm like, I got to be just ice cold to the driver, man. Your name, what's your truck number? And that's how I am. Before I tried to add a little, what can I do you for, and try to be a little more jovial because I understand being a driver and you out there. And I'm not trying to say you got to get in long conversations, but even like helping them with their logs. I can't get into that. I transfer them over to the group that handle the logs for this company, or who handles the ELD. I'm like, you got to talk to them and see what they can tell you. I can't go in there and be teaching people logs because that's not something with the brand new starter people. You can't do that in 1 to 2 minutes, especially with these folks. Half of them don't know how to read their logs. Half of them don't know how to use their logs. And the system they have is in that ELD system they have. It's a it's a mess. So good. Oh, get them right over to the people that created that crap and let them see if they can help them figure it out. And then I tell the driver, if it gets too complex with you, you're going to talk to your driver manager. This is the best I can tell you. Because for me to sit down and train logs over the phone, no ma'am. I'll be on there 20 minutes. I've been on calls 10 plus minutes trying to help a driver understand our logs. Can't. So I knew that's cut out. You only want the calls 1 to 2 minutes. We won't be having no log conversations. It ain't going to be long. And my first conversation is, well, this, what do you see? Okay, well, yeah, go with that. And if it's supposed to be something different, let me get you over here to the technical group and they can go over that with you. Because you're not going to have time to go in there and be trying to figure out their logs with them. I don't have time for that. And that's something a driver should know. And that's something, like I said, for a starter company, they should they need a face-to-face class with their safety person. At every terminal, they should have a go-to safety person who is training logs. And they should offer that class in person, not no recorded crap. You need to offer it in person where people can ask questions because these babies do not know or understand managing logs, how the log works. Like, I'm still bad on splits. I cannot explain a split to you to save the bills. I basically will tell you, look at your ELD and how I worked splits once the ELD came in. I would go to sleep because I didn't know if I would get a split back. I go to sleep, set my alarm for 8 hours from the time I went to sleep. I'd wake up and see if I had hours come back. If the hours came back after 8 hours of sleep, then I would drive if I needed a split. If not, I would tell them I'm running late. I don't have any hours coming back on the split. I could never figure out a split in advance because there's different caveats to how splits work. And it's not just, okay, you sleep for 8 hours. There's you have to have a portion of hours left. And it's some kind of formulation. I'm not good with splits. I've weighted them with paper logs because they used to get me in trouble when I tried to do them. Nope, I'm good. Anyway, y'all, we're at 93 minutes. Y'all be blessed. 2 and 2. Peace.